So my story begins with a boy named Logan. I remember this quite clearly, actually. We were both underneath the jungle gym in the playground, and he asked me to speak some Chinese. Now, I was only 7 years old at the time, but I was a pretty precocious child, and I could tell there was a huge difference between Chinese and English. Nevertheless, I said a simple, ni hao. Now, I didn't think of anything in particular of it at the time. However, Logan just happened to bring it to my attention that ni hao happened to sound like a donkey brain. Ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, ni hao. I laughed with him at the time, pretending to think it was funny, but I could feel tears welling up in my eyes, and I managed to hold them within my eyelids. Logan didn't mean any harm. He was just an 8-year-old boy, immature. Nevertheless, I silently vowed to myself that I would never speak in Chinese in public again, and I'm sad to say that this still applies to me to this day. Flash forward 7 years, and I'm a freshman in high school. At that time, a China earthquake had occurred and destroyed thousands of buildings, killed thousands of people. My dad, being the charismatic and influential person that he is, has already began a fundraising and awareness effort to help out those in need and build a new school. When I got to school, nothing. No one had even heard that the earthquake had even occurred. I couldn't understand why. I asked my dad. I confided in him, and he told me something I will never forget. Don't wait for others to start things. Take the initiative to do it yourself. So, I took his advice, and I started a China earthquake that was able to raise $700 at my school by selling homemade Chinese food. Thanks, Mom. At that moment, I couldn't feel prouder of my heritage because I was doing something for the greater good for the first time in my life, and at the same time being proud of who I am. Also, I couldn't help feeling almost proud of my dad. I remember being embarrassed of him 7 years ago when he picked me up from after school, and to his question of how was your day, I replied with a simple fine, deliberately in English, because it was embarrassing that he was speaking Chinese to me. So, even though Logan may have psychologically traumatized me, I can't help but thank him, because he has made me who I am today by making sure I speak up for those who aren't able to be represented. And at the same time, I thank my dad for molding me into the person I am today, making sure that I speak up and talk about issues that people may not necessarily confront. Because even though I didn't speak up for myself and assert myself when I was 7 years old, you can bet that now, I sure will.